For a couple years now, I've wanted to make my own 00 gauge models. So come join me on my journey of making my very first customs. Today we're going to be looking at the #1 Blue Engine himself, Thomas. Back in 2021, I started making a series of CGI renders of Thomas characters. Eventually, I decided that I wanted to turn these renders into physical models. So in 2022, I bought a 3D printer. The printer I bought is a Photon Mono 4K from Anycubic, along with their wash and cure machine and basic gray resin. After a few test prints to get a hang of the process, I set off on making Thomas. So this Thomas was actually not my first Thomas. My first Thomas was made using a body shell by Noah. Their Thomas shell is available for free, and it's a great place to start if you want to do customs. Printing this shell took several attempts to get right, and even when I did get it right, part of it chipped off, but it was good enough for me to use at the time. I painted it in acrylic. These are the colors I used. And after that is when I decided I wanted to redo it to match my render. My render is mostly based on the TV series, with a few Railway series and real-life elements added, most notably the safety valve and the flat running board. I modeled the shell using Noah's shell as a reference and printed it out. The first print of this shell had some issues, so I printed a second version, which worked out better. I painted it up in the same acrylics that I used for the first shell, and when I painted it, I actually didn't prime it. Why didn't I prime it? That's why. Yeah, the only primer I could get at the time was Krylon, and their cans suck. They have these little things that you're supposed to squeeze and it makes the cap come off easily, but it's not like that. The cap is near impossible to get off. And in a fit of anger, I broke the cap. So now I can't open it at all. Surprisingly enough, the paint stuck fine without the primer. After I painted him, I gave him a satin clear coat. After that, I printed out all of his separately fitted pieces, painted them, and stuck them on with super glue. The coal load is made out of some crushed charcoal that I took out of an art kit, and the weathering was done by brushing some of the charcoal on. The lining and lettering were done using water slide transfers from Fox. The NWR lettering was actually taken from Great Western lettering, and the number is LMS style. Thomas's wheels were painted in the same shade of blue as the body and given a satin coat, and the side rods are 3D prints designed by Noah. The face is the Season 2 face designed by Rexecution, painted in gray with some black for the eyebrows, and the eyes are 6mm airsoft pellets. Thomas is designed to run on a Bachmann Thomas chassis with the eye mechanism removed. My Thomas has a 3D printed motor housing designed by Crafty Nerd. It's designed so that it only needs one gear from the original motor housing. Currently, my Thomas is a non-runner because the wires broke off the original motor, and because I lost the wires and I don't have a soldering iron, I bought a new motor. And then one of the wires broke off of that motor. Yeah, I plan on eventually getting a soldering iron to fix it, but for the time being, Thomas isn't a runner, so my Hornby Thomas is on my layout right now. There are still a few things that need to be done before I can fully call Thomas complete. I still need to finish the boiler lining and give him proper screw links, and of course get him running. But for now, Thomas is as complete as I can make him. I'd like to redo Thomas someday to fix some of the little things that bug me about it, mostly the print lines and the lining. Now I plan on making other models. My next one that I plan on making is Percy, so when I make him, I will probably make a video on that too. Alright, that is all I have. Goodbye.